The adage of opposite attract can still ring true. Seeking a compatible partner doesn't mean you're finding someone exactly like you. Rather, it is continuing a relationship with someone that aligns with your perspective in many ways. What types of compatibility should you aim for in a relationship or marriage? Grab your shovel or your spade and let's dig deeper. Greetings to each and every one of you. Welcome to another edition of our teaching series. My name is Sole Spencer and this is Teach It with Spencer 07, and that's what it is. In today's edition, we're going to be looking at the areas of relationship and marriage. So I'm saying we're going to be looking at the areas of relationship and marriage, and with the topic compatibility in a relationship and marriage. Compatibility in a relationship or marriage. First of all, I want to appreciate each and every one of you for your support. I receive a lot of feedback from you guys and I really appreciate. I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful for your advice. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Alright, before I proceed with the topic for the day, I want to specially appreciate a fan of mine, a lady who slid in my DM a couple of days ago and suggested this topic for today. I really appreciate. Alright, first of all, let me quickly put this disclaimer out there. First, I don't really like teaching about marriages due to some certain reasons, but because of the sake of this lady, I had to just see how I can chip in one or two. You know, the reason why I don't really teach about marriages, first of all, I'm not married. You need to have an experience in what you're teaching about. I teach based on the things that I have my own personal experience and experience from within the environment space and secondary source of data collection. So I'm saying, but for the aspect of marriage, I'm not married. You understand? I'm not married, but I am going to share a little idea for what I know. So for those of you who are married, you will agree with me if what I'm saying is correct or not. But I just want to clear the head to let you guys know that I am just going to share this topic in a way that is going to suit everyone. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to combine the topic for both relationship and marriage. You understand what I'm saying? So for those of you who are married, just use that initiative. I believe it will help, you know, looking at the angle from the relationship perspective. I believe it's going to help you to learn something in your marriage. Okay, like I said, I'm not married. For those of you who are married, please pay some attentions, and we are all learning, okay? If I missed anything, feel free to share your corrections or share your opinions with me down in the comment section below at the end of the video. All right, but like I said, I'm not married. I like to talk about things that I'm experienced about. Even if I'm married, it will still take time before I can teach about marriages, because for you to teach about something, you need to be in the system. You start what I'm saying? So that is the reason why I kind of avoid teachings that have to do with marriages, even if I had one or two little ideas. You start what I'm saying? All right, without any other further ado, let's go to the business of the day. And that's what it is. Finding compatibility in a relationship or marriage is like finding the right pieces to a jigsaw puzzle. It's when the conversation easily flows, your goals align, and your love deepens. When people reflect on finding the one, they say it makes sense why the other relationship didn't work out. You still have struggles and have to commit to each other every day, but your argument seems trivial over full-fledged arguments until your past relationship. The adage of opposite attract can still ring true. Seeking a compatible partner doesn't mean you're finding someone exactly like you. Rather, it is continuing a relationship with someone that aligns with your perspective in many ways. So what are the types of compatibility you should aim for when you're in a relationship or marriage? Number 1, physical compatibility. Physical compatibility. The attraction between two people is necessary for a loving relationship from a first glance of our intimate moment And physical appearance is the initial sign of attraction, whether it's when you see someone in person for the first time or swiping on a dating app. Your physical compatibility may serve as the initial and superficial signs of attraction, but it is crucial in a blissful relationship. Number 2, intellectual compatibility. When we're talking about intellectual compatibility, is when both people are mentally stimulated by some conversations. According to Jenna Poneman, a relationship expert, says, and I quote, "Intellectual compatibility doesn't equate to both people having a doctorate or high IQ. The focus is to have both people carrying on meaningful conversations that are intellectual, stimulating, and enjoyable. If someone gets excited talking about their work and the other person gazes off into the relationship without a care in the world, the intellectual compatibility isn't there. For a fulfilling relationship, we want to hold intellectual and stimulating conversations, whether it's sharing our areas of expertise with our partner, analyzing current events, or learning something new. We want to embrace thoughtful discussion with our significant other. We want to learn from our partners and continue meaningful conversation and strategies throughout the relationship." Number 3, financial compatibility. Financial compatibility. Are you and your partner financially compatible? While it may be like finding a needle in a haystack, financial compatibility is crucial to a successful relationship. Not only when money is one of the most common reasons for a divorce, it is also the number one thing couples argue about. Your spending habits don't have to mirror each other. In fact, many relationships have one person that is a spender and one that is a saver. If you disagree on finances, it's because your ego is hurt a lot of time. You want to be right. You want to justify your decision to save or spend money and why the other person is wrong. If you're planning on staying with someone for the long term, finances are more instrumental in your life more than what you know. Here are some essential conversations you need to discuss with your partner during your relationship and hopefully before marriage include: overall money philosophy, salary, debt, investment, financial commitment, combining or separating of bank accounts. Financial compatibility means you communicate with each other about money instead of hiding purchases. You discuss what necessary purchases versus non-essential ones are. You talk about your goals and how to get there instead of brushing off conversation to limit spending. It's important to develop and strive for long-term goals together. If you and your partner have different money habits, start with a bird's eye view. Engaging in a frank conversation regarding your dreams and goals can still shift the focus on improving your lives for the future. Determine if you are pursuing financial freedom or tackling debts can offer peace of mind and reduce disagreements. Money can buy happiness to an extent, and also money isn't everything. Acquiring financial stability with your partner involves constant communication and transparency. Therefore, financial compatibility alleviates your stress and strengthens your relationship or marriage. Number 4, emotional compatibility. Emotional compatibility. Relationships are built on emotions and develop into monumental factors to maintain a happy relationship. The ability to identify and manage your emotions and your partner start the building blocks on your journey together. Emotionally intelligent partners can read your emotions just as they know their own feelings. Even when you don't explicitly say how you're feeling, your significant other can gather your emotions from facial expressions, tone, or mood. And as a follow-up, they provide you the support needed. Communication is important, but if you have to tell your partner every day how you feel, why you are happy, or mad, or sad, or jealous, eventually you will feel restless and disappointed why your partner don't just get it. Emotional compatibility blesses us with a comforting balance when you are able to recognize each other's emotional needs. Number 5, spiritual compatibility. Spiritual compatibility. This is a very, very sensitive part of compatibility. Marriage, they say, is sacred. Your marriage will succeed if you understand that marriage is first spiritual. And that is because marriage is authorized by God, who is a spirit. The importance of spiritual compatibility between you and your spouse or intendant cannot be overemphasized. let's take a look at spirituality and marriage. In spirituality and marriage, a lot of different religions with different beliefs agree that there is something divine in marriages. Finding someone special out of 7 billion people is smaller odds than winning the jackpot state lottery. As a believer of Christ, I see it as a sacrament. I don't know about the religion you practice or believe, but do let me know in the comment section below. These are some of the questions people find themselves grappling with as they approach the crucial decision of who to marry. Number 1, first things first. First things first. Couples sometimes downplay the importance of spiritual compatibility in their relationship because during the initial stage of the relationship, they seem to have so much X in common that they minimize the importance of the fundamental areas. There is a tendency to think that because you like each other, have fun together, and agree on a lot of things, your spiritual differences can be worked out as you go along. However, there are numbers of reasons why this approach does not work. Number 2, trusting the God in you. Trusting the God in you. I don't know about you, but I would never trust my heart into the hands of a partner whose heart is not secure in God. Never. I can't think of anything more risky than that. Are you prepared to take the chance? The choice is yours. Number 3, stirring up conflict. Stirring up conflict. Harmonious marriages are usually a union between two people who have shared values. Your values determines how you view life, what is important in your life, and consequently the decision you make about your life. If God is central to your life, then your value will emanate from your relationship with Him. To attempt to share your life with someone whose core values emanate from somewhere and whose decision will be driven by a different agenda is to stir up conflict for later years. There are many potential areas of conflict when you marry someone who does not believe what you believe. Where will you get married? What happens regarding worship after you marry? In what faith will your children be raised? What happens if you want to get involved in your church or give your godly courses and he or she disagree? There is so much potential for conflict in the future. It has been my observation over the years that people who claim to be fairly relaxed about these issues before marriage suddenly become more militant about their views once the adjustment period of marriages gets underway, and especially when children enter the picture. Number 4, taking God's eye view. Taking God's eye view. From God's perspective, spiritual compatibility is the most fundamental factors in choosing someone to spend the rest of your life with. As soon as we begin to view our relationship from God's perspective, our choices become clearer. If you want God's blessings on your marriage, you won't get it by consciously marrying someone in whose life God is not a priority. If you're already in such a marriage, God will work with what you have, and His grace will cover you. If you are still at the decision-making stage, you have the disadvantage of shaping the future today by the decision you make. Marry someone who matches your passion for God. I can assure you that you will never regret doing it God's way. And finally, as I summarize my conclusion, after experiencing devastating breakup or toxic relationship, finding a compatible partner can shock your world. You consistently wait for the other shoe to drop, wondering, is this good to be true? Because after all these years, past heated arguments in previous relationships aren't concerning. Money arguments are fewer and far between because your goals are aligned. Your partner's worries fade as you reassure them with the exact comforting words. Intellectual, financial, emotional, physical, and spiritual compatibility may sound like a long and idealistic checklist, but compatibility doesn't have to equal perfection. After all, no perfect relationship exists. Ultimately, striving for compatibility in these areas sets your relationship on a positive path for the future. Relationships can present challenges, but they fundamentally don't have to be hard, especially when compatibility is involved. Yeah, man. It's been a long ride, and that will be all for today's edition of our teaching series. I hope we've learned something today, and I hope you didn't give up while watching. Alright, please feel free to share your opinion with me in the comment section below. Alright, thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful, and do enjoy the rest of your day as you remain ever blessed. I remain Spencer 007, and that's what it is.